Om Shanti. Are you all happy in Baba's remembrance? On 7 October 2017 Murli Revision. In today's Murli, Baba says, you children have to run the race of remembrance. So that's a race similar to the cycle race and horse race conducted by the worldly people. And it is also a battle for you. So you conquer Maya. This is what this race is all about. And only the children of Baba has understood these deep secrets, like the world is comprised of different varieties of actors and each one has their own part. Not two actors' part remain same. And Baba is not present everywhere, because if that's the case, then his way is significant. This praise will prove wrong. So he doesn't present in every actor, and that's his spot as widely believed in India. So he is separate and his ways are separate from the rest of the world. And it is through his ways we become deities from ordinary beings. And he is the only one who purifies all the souls and grants Satgati or Jivan Mukti, that is the liberation of life. And he is the one who purifies us, and he is the one who takes us to heaven. So decide whom you should remember. You should remember only one Baba and nobody else. So Baba is giving all this gyan through Brahma's body. So he is the chariot now. Uh, and there's a big difference between we Brahmins and the Laukik Brahmins, that is the worldly Brahmins. They don't tie the knot of purity, but we do tie the knot of purity. So there's a big difference between them and us. So we cancel that marriage, which was done for uh, falling into lust or vices. So we cancel that marriage and we get people married to the pure God. So Vanaprastha stage means going beyond sound. So the Parandamam is the only place that is beyond sound, where we can be at total peace. So that is why it's called Shanti Dham, that is the land of peace. But from there, we'll be going to the land of happiness, Sukhdam, that is heaven. So there we will experience peace and bliss. But it doesn't mean we will get rid of all work and uh, start doing some hatha yoga in a cave. No, it's not like that. Because there are people, sannyasis, hatha yogis, who perform hatha yoga and pranayam for weeks together. But how long can they be at peace? That is, can they get rid of work? It's impossible, because they have to get back to work, because this is the land of work or land of action. Nobody can renounce action. We are karma yogis and not karma sannyasis. In the beginning, there will be just one religion, one way. So there will be complete peacefulness. But later on, in Dwapar Yuga, when Bhakti Marg starts, other religions start to come, due to which different ways start to emerge. So peacelessness start to grow. In the land of peace, there is Shantidham, Parandham, only souls reside. Humans cannot reside there. Uh, if somebody's role in this land of action or field of action is very less, it means that soul is weak. It doesn't have power enough to do action throughout this cycle. So their praise, they're not that praiseworthy, and they cannot create greater impact as you Devata souls has created. But the highest of everybody is God, and next to him is Brahma. So he is widely called Trimurti Brahma because it is through Brahma God creates everybody. Now we know about God. He is the creator, director, and the hero actor. So he can't be present everywhere at the same time. That is, he is not omnipresent. We we know that this world drama continues repeatedly and identically. Despite that, one's role cannot match with the others. We also has the song that uh, God has come again to teach Gita. Baba says, I have given this Gita knowledge innumerable times. So because you, I, and the whole world exists now, and also it existed in the previous cycle, and it will exist in the cycles to come, and it will never end. Since God is one, his creation is also one. This Brahma is called great-great-grandfather, so it is from him the human world emerges. And Baba creates through Brahmins and Brahma this sacrificial fire or yajna. In this sacrificial fire, the whole world is sacrificed. After the completion of this sacrificial fire or yajna, there will be no more sacrificial fires conducted by the worldly Brahmins because they won't exist in the new world, and there will not be any calamities because usually they perform these rituals of sacrificial fire just to remove the confusion or calamities. So there won't be any calamities there. And now Baba says, I have explained the difference between the worldly sacrificial fire and this spiritual sacrificial fire, and you decide which one is right. There won't even be any temples, so there won't be any worship in heaven. Since they do not, since these devotees and sannyasis do not have proper introduction about God, they just say it is impossible to understand God and His creation. But we know it is through God's ways, by following His instructions, we become Lakshmi and Narayan in the new world. Prajapita Brahma does have to exist in this corporeal world. He cannot be there in the subtle region because the prajas, subjects, exist in this subtle world, so the father of praja should also exist here. So this is the kingdom of Ravan. So whatever people do, it will definitely be sinful acts. So we should not have any kind of exchanges with the sinful people of this Kali Yuga. So we devatas who once were very pure, filled with all celestial degrees, have completely degraded in the past 5,000 years. So it takes 5,000 years for us to for the celestial degrees to reduce to zero. So Baba is making us back to deities, and if somebody has real interest in understanding this, they can definitely understand this. So people came to understand this knowledge in Karachi, but during partition they ran away. Only few remain. Even they make effort number wise, because not everybody can make the same effort, be it this Ishwariya Yagya or the worldly school or the horse race. Not everybody can perform similarly. Uh, Only Baba is showing mercy to everybody, and he's the one who gives happiness to everybody. And that's why it's appropriate that we should remember only him. Uh, People here always say lies. For example, if somebody dies, people say he has gone to heaven, but Baba asks, where is heaven? Then how can they take birth in heaven? There's no need for everybody to come to Madhuban and stay there permanently to understand knowledge. Just take knowledge for the first 7 days. So you have to separate yourself from the worldly ongoings so that you can concentrate on this knowledge. After the completion of that 7 days course, you can go back to wherever you want to. You can go to foreign land as well. Just you have to stay pure, because by just being pure in this one birth, last birth, what you gain is the unlimited inheritance of heaven for the next 21 births. So compared to the achievement, your effort is nothing. If somebody is stricken by this air of knowledge, then they will ask, Baba, I want to stay for one more week. So Baba will test him to reconfirm if he has actually understood that it is God that teaches him. And he is really eager to understand this, because it's not an easy task to become Baba's children. So Baba says that you need to stay pure, but devise some uh, method, uh, some plan to stay pure as well as to stay in friendship with everybody. There are some female children who teaches their husbands gradually about this knowledge and convince them and bring them to Baba, and their husbands bow down at their feet and they say, "She's my rescuer, she saved me from this ocean of impurity." And also some children say, "Baba, you are taking us to heaven. Then why do you think we won't listen to you and we won't stay pure? We will definitely stay pure." And they tie the bracelet of purity happily. In today's Vardhan or blessing, Baba says, it is our aim to become karmadich. But how do we do that? How can we attain that state? While performing any action, if you succeed in detaching yourself from that action, but still you do that action very lovingly, then you feel yourself very light both in mind and in body. The more tasks you perform, the more light you feel. So you consider yourself to be that is, you consider your soul, that is you, as the master, and you enable your servants, that is the sensory organs, to perform the actions that you want to perform. Then you will feel as if you didn't perform anything. It is God that performs through you. So you will feel so light in your thoughts. That is called karmadit. So we have to attach ourselves constantly to God. We have to keep on speaking with God. We have to spin this Swadashna Chakra. We have to be Swadashna Chakradhari. That is the spinner of the wheel of self-realization. So when we keep our mind busy in remembrance of Baba and in spinning the wheel of self-realization, and also keep our mind busy with thoughts of godly service, then our focus will not be in the action that you are performing right now. So your mind will be totally detached from that action. That is what called karmadit stage is. And the slogan is, if you keep your mind filled with all the attainments that you have attained in this Brahmin life, then you will remain constantly cheerful, constantly happy, and you'll be considering yourself the most fortunate. For that, what you need to do, you need to you need to let the thoughts of achievements of Brahmin life occupy your thoughts. So that is, you have to feel yourself fulfilled. You are fulfilled. You are full with godly knowledge. You are full with the divine characters. You are filled with divine powers. So how is that possible? That is possible when you detach yourself completely out of this body consciousness and become soul consciousness and become the point of light. And there should be only one in your life, that is one God. So you establish all relationship only with God, then you will always feel yourself complete. So when you feel yourself complete, you won't depend in the external world. If you start depending for something in the external world, you will definitely not achieve it. So all that is left will be unhappiness. So don't go in search for anything externally. Instead, focus inward. That is, consider yourself as a soul that is filled with everything that you need, because the ocean of everything is your Father and He is with you, and you are establishing all sorts of relationships only with Him. So that is the only way to stay ever happy. Om Shanti. I love you, Bab Dada. Thank you, Bab Dada.